Welcome back to Figuring It Out. I'm Rachel Lee. Before we get into today's episode, quick reminder. If something resonates, please follow the podcast, leave a review, or share it with someone who might need it. That's how this reaches the people it's meant for. Now, I want to talk about something that's been coming up for me recently. And honestly, it's been irritating the hell out of me. But underneath the irritation, there's something else there too. And I didn't catch that right away. At first, it just felt like, why are people like this? Just noticing behavior and being annoyed by it. But the more I sat with it, the more I realized this isn't just about other people. So here's the question I've been sitting with. Why does other people's behavior start bothering you more the more aware you become? Because I've been noticing things lately that I didn't think that I previously would have paid attention to before. Let me give you an example. The way people talk about other people. The way judgment just comes out casually, like it's completely normal. And not even quietly, like out loud. And there's this part of me that hears it and goes, wait, what? And it irritates me. Like genuinely irritates me. But then I had to stop myself and ask, why is this hitting me so hard? Because logically, this isn't new. People have always been like this. So what changed? And what I'm starting to understand is this. It's not just that I'm noticing them more. I'm noticing everything more. And when you start noticing everything, you don't just see other people more clearly, you start seeing yourself more clearly too. And that's where it gets uncomfortable. Because as much as I don't like hearing judgment out loud, I've had to be honest with myself and admit I judge people too. Maybe not out loud, but definitely in my head. Sometimes it's immediate. Sometimes it's just my face. Like I know my face has said things before I've even opened my mouth. And I'll catch myself and think like, all right, get it together. There was actually a moment recently, maybe like 2 months ago, that made me laugh at myself. Like I saw two people walking. They weren't doing anything specifically other than walking. And my brain immediately went into full judgment mode, trying to figure out what the hell was happening. And it was all over my face. Like my face was fully involved. And I had to catch myself in the middle of it all and say out loud, please, Jesus, baby Jesus, and everything holy, take all the judgment out of my heart. And I repeated it like 3 times. Like I was a full Southern woman talking about sweet baby Jesus, which for the record, I am not. But in the moment, apparently I was. And I just started laughing because I was like, okay, this is the work. Not pretending I don't have the thought, but catching it. And then choosing something different. Because that judgment, that's not really about them. That's me. That's my own fear of being judged. That's something internal showing up externally. And that's kind of a hard thing to sit with. Because it's easy to notice what feels off in other people. It's harder to recognize it in yourself. And even harder to interrupt it. But that's the work. Not becoming perfect, just becoming aware enough to catch yourself. And choosing something different. And I think that's where this whole thing started to kind of open up for me. Because I've been noticing all of this. I've also been noticing something else. There are people in my life right now who know different versions of me. That I don't know that I would share the same way today. And that feeling, that's uncomfortable. It's this weird mix of clarity and guilt. Because part of me thinks, why did I say all that? Why did I share that? Why did I give that much of myself in that space? And if you've ever felt that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That feeling of, oof, fuck, I wish I could take that back. And not because you're necessarily ashamed of yourself, but because you've changed. And you wouldn't move the same way now. And when I really sat with that, I realized something important. I wasn't oversharing because I didn't know better necessarily. I was oversharing because I wanted to be heard. I wanted to be seen. And when you grow up feeling invisible, you don't learn balance. See previous episodes. You learn extremes. You either say nothing or you say everything. You either disappear or you overfunction and overexpose just to feel like you exist and that you're relevant. And that creates internal conflict because you want connection, but you don't always know where it's safe to have it. So you end up in this loop of wanting to be understood, but not knowing where you're actually safe to be understood. And that was me for a very long time. Sometimes it still is. Let's be perfectly honest, right? You are just trying to find a place where you feel seen. And sometimes that has meant sharing things in spaces that couldn't hold them. And I didn't know that at the time. I wasn't asking, is this the right space? I was asking, can I finally be heard here? And those are two very different questions. And that realization has shifted a lot for me over this journey because it helped me understand I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't have the awareness I have now. And I think that's where the guilt softens because it's not regret, it's clarity. It's seeing your past behavior through a new lens and realizing, oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. And I think this is the connection that took me a minute to fully understand. The reason other people's behavior bothers me more now is because I'm seeing everything more clearly. Not just them, me. My patterns, my past, all of it. And clarity changes your standards. It changes what you tolerate. It changes how you show up. It changes what feels okay and what doesn't anymore. And I think that's where I am right now, learning how to notice without absorbing everything, engage without overexposing, and choose where I place myself more intentionally. Because awareness will show you a lot. But what you do with what you see, that's the real work. Well, that's all I got for you today. And thanks for listening. And if this resonated with you, share it with someone who might be feeling the same shift. I'll see you next time as we keep figuring it out.